Okay, so story time. While I'm cooking dinner, I'm making spaghetti with these mild Italian sausage and whole wheat pasta, spaghetti noodles, and some spaghetti, some crushed tomatoes or something. But so the story time is about I frequent the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? And today I went kind of late because kids are out for the for Easter. They're out of school for Easter where I live. It's great, I think, but yeah. Anyway, they're out of school for Easter, so I went to the gym kind of late today too because I had an appointment that I had to go to this morning. So I waited for an hour for my ride, and the driver, when I got in the ride, so usually when red flag number one is usually when they drop me off is when I sign off on the ticket. I'm disabled, so I use a service called Taxi Access, and they do a whole ticket thing that they have to sign off on and put information on and all that stuff to make sure that you're eligible and all that or whatever like that, and that they charge the Taxi Access and everything. So usually they have me sign off on the ticket after they drop me off. But he asked me to sign off on it before he dropped me off. So it was kind of weird to me, but I was like, okay, I'm in a good mood, so I guess I can. But I did mention to him that usually they don't have me sign off on the ticket until they drop me off, And so, after I signed off on the ticket, then he started driving in a different direction than I know the direction to where I live, and I know that there's multiple ways to get to where I live, but when he started taking the highway, instead of going on this exit that he was supposed to take, he just kept on driving down the road. And and at this point I'm like, okay, that's fishy. Red flag number 2. So I asked him, I said, which way are you taking to get to my house? And also he read the address to my house and said, oh, I don't live too far away from there either. So I'm like, okay, so he really knows he really should know where he's going then at this point. So, I'm like, something is not right. And I saw him constantly putting his hands on the GPS, turning the address and things like that. I couldn't see exactly the address that he was putting it on, but I kept on seeing him play with the GPS and different things like that. So I'm like, that's odd, I was saying that to myself. I wasn't saying it out loud. So eventually, when I said to him, I said, which way are you taking? And he was like, oh, my bad, I'm going the wrong way. I meant to turn that way. So I'm like, okay, well, you can turn around right here and go back down the road, So he gets over in the far left lane and turns down the road, back down the road, but instead of going all the way down the road and just taking the regular path, he went on the highway, which is fine. Like, if you take the highway, there's a way to get to where I live from there as well. So at this point, I'm like, okay, but then I saw that the exit that he was supposed to get off on, I saw the number of the exit. And when we got close to the exit, instead of him taking the exit, he did something else. Or instead of him staying on the path, he did something else. And according to him, that was a mistake. And I'm like, oh no, this man is trying to kidnap me, you know? That was my first thought. And then I started calling my son. I tried to get on the phone, but I have an Obama phone. So, of course, it wasn't working right the first time, but he didn't know that. So I kept on trying to get in touch with my son because I'm like, something is not right, you know? Because every turn that he tried to make was, you know, not right for some reason. But he told me that he didn't live too far away from where I was going. So he knows how to get to where I was going, you know, with no problem. Let me put this. But, so I'm like, you know, so upset. And I finally got in touch with my son via my Obama phone. And, you know, I'm telling him, you know, just stay on the phone with me, you know, and of course, he's a kid, so he doesn't know why I'm asking him to stay on the phone with me, because, you know, of course, I can't just outright say, you know, I feel unsafe. You know, but once I got on the phone with him and started having conversations, then the man acted like he was in a rush to get me where I was going. Because, you know, I told my son, I said, I'll be home soon. Hopefully there's something weird going on to where, you know, I'm not home as soon as I should have been. But I'll be home soon, you know. Just a kind of virtue signal that it's people waiting for me, you know, on purpose, so that I can let him know that, you know, if I don't show up, then they're going to know that this was the last place that I was heard of, you know, in your premise, you know, in your vehicle or whatever. So then when he dropped me off and everything, then right before I was about to get out the car, then he's like, oh, I forgot to give you your receipt. But then, you know, after the whole ordeal, like I was shooken, you know, however they say. And I was like, oh my God, this man just really tried to kidnap me, you know. And so then, after I calmed down, I called the place that he works for and let them know that, you know, that I think that he was trying to kidnap me and that I don't want him as a driver anymore. And the young lady told me that she can promise me that that's not what was going on. And I'm like, listen, like, you know, like, woman or intuition period, not just woman's intuition, but intuition period is a real thing. And so for you to sit in my face and tell me that what I'm feeling is not true, when you know, it was multiple red flags, and she was like, oh no, I think he just has an issue with directions and stuff. But if he says that he lives close to the area, he specifically said that to me. Without any like I didn't ask him that he lived in the area. He just offered that information. So that means that he knows the area. Okay, so he should have been able to get me to my destination, no problem. So, you know, and I didn't even bring that up to her because she was already in disagreement with me as far as, you know, him making me feel unsafe. And I told her, I said, well, you know, if you want to keep him on as a driver, that's fine, but don't have him come pick me up ever again. No, I'm done. Don't have him come pick me up. No. You know, so And then, like, if he's saying that he lives not too far away from the area, that means that he shouldn't have a problem with being able to get to the area from where we were. And where we were, I was only maybe like 10 minutes away from where I live anyway. So the fact that he got lost 3 times. No, miss me with that. That's not believable in the least bit. And I'm sure that as soon as he left me, he called her to explain away what I was about to call on him about. Because he knew that he was up to no good, So, yeah, but that's it.